We've been asked here to discuss the implications for Solihull. When I read this report, most of it is about the combined authority. I would actually have liked to see a lot more about Solihull in here and where we fit into this. Now, when the government is making big changes like this, quite frankly, it doesn't matter what we think about ourselves. One thing that is very clear in here is that they are pushing for much larger unitaries. And that is very, very clear in what they're saying. The other side of it is the financial side as well. We have issues in Solihull because of our size. Now, when you bring those two things together, do we really feel that the government will just say, they're all right, and leave us alone? I'm not sure they will. And I think that is an implication here. The other thing to also mention is that other councils around us are now looking at what they're going to do. And Solihull is being discussed actively by other councils in terms of mergers to create a bigger authority that hits that 500,000 sort of figure. They're currently, I know that Warwick District Council had a meeting just on Thursday where they were looking at options, Solihull and Coventry, Solihull and, North or South Warwickshire, things like that. So I think it would be wrong for us to not consider what the threats and the opportunities are here. Because if the government decides that's the way it's going to go, we may not be in wave one, but we may actually start getting told what to do, and we need to be preparing for that and not just thinking we are in the combined authority, we're all right. The government may well decide to do something with Birmingham, in which case would we be talking about, Solihull and East Birmingham. So there are some big ramifications for this authority here, mainly to do with our 219, I believe, thousand population. And also the current financial situation for local authorities. And I think that should be considered in any future update to this report.
Thank you. Cllr Adeyemo. Councillor Courts.
Yes, I think I need to come back in because I don't know what Warwickshire are talking about. They can talk as much as they like and have whatever meetings they like, but Solihull isn't up for grabs for them. They've got their own issues to deal with in Warwickshire, I'd suggest, in terms of this devolution bill. And from what I hear, everybody's up in arms about everything that's going on there. Let it not be thought that this is not on our agenda. The Chief Executive and I have already been in meetings with the Mayor when we had detailed discussions with the other leaders about the terms of the devolution bill, in fact, in terms of representations that we would make. And we were certainly vociferous in terms of what we thought about certain aspects of it. One of the things, for instance, we're clear, and I think we're clear around all the 7 Met leaders, is that we want to see double devolution as much as we can. What does seem to appear is mayors, by and large, are going to get greater powers. So there is that they want a system across the country for this. But that is not necessarily something that we can't handle with. As I said earlier, we work very well together with the other leaders and with the Mayor at the moment. We are heavily engaged in all of the activities. Our voice is very well known, and actually we're putting a number of things into. I've involved personally. I was asked personally to be one of the 2 leaders to be involved with the growth strategy, the growth company, along with two other Labour leaders for the 2 different projects. So, of course there are issues, but the issues will be solving them will be based on collaboration and making sure we see what the best solution is for the West Midlands. And that's exactly what we've been doing. And, the government is going to have its hands full with all the shires rather than tinker with what is a highly successful borough and indeed a successful combined authority now. So, I think it's fair, though, to say that further information needs to come. I said that earlier on. I have been preparing for some of this as the Chief Executive will know, because it's of concern to me that these things are all going on, and there's a lot of uncertainty about it. We can't give definitive, because the bill hasn't been passed. There's still lots of things still to be sorted with this. But let's not start talking ourselves down. We are a major force in the West Midlands, and we have support. It's heartening to have that support we have had from other leaders across party lines. Solihull is well respected and is a great performer in the region.
Thanks, Madam Mayor. Just make a few comments on what's been said. I mean, firstly, we need to be very clear, as has already been said by Councillor Slay and the leader, that we have not been asked to look at, and there were no proposals for a different structure for Solihull. So we need to be clear on that. The comments are exactly the reason why we need to keep discussing this and keep looking at how the information is clarified, because in the white paper it says small unitary authorities. On the LGA hub it says small unitary authorities that neighbour two-tier areas that are looking at a unitary structure. So already the wording has been changed. So we need to continue to look at that. I mean, in terms of our position, as has already been said, we are seen to be in a successful combined authority. The West Midlands Combined Authority only has 3 growth zones. One of those are in Solihull. We have a growth zone. The West Midlands Combined Authority, as very recently agreed, secured the arrangement of us retaining business rates for 10 years. So that's a long-term agreement that has been secured. This week, the West Midlands Combined Authority was informed of an integrated finance settlement of just under £400 million, which brings together lots of funding pots. And earlier on tonight's agenda, we had a question about transformation and what are the themes for transformation. And one of the themes which the leader has been pushing officers very hard on is leverage from that relationship. And that will be a theme of our transformation programme. There is things that we do with the Combined Authority or on behalf of the Combined Authority where we can leverage resources and capacity, and there is quite a lot of money that we are looking at in that relationship. And back to the growth zone, most of you will know that one of the benefits of having a growth zone is that you can retain all of the business rates in that area for 25 years. And when we look at our longer-term financial strategies, we will be looking at what contribution that retention of business rates can make to the financial sustainability of Solihull. So there is lots to go at within all of this. Thank you, Madam Mayor.
Thank you.